as you know, Scum Gang considered very, very highly rated in the power rankings that were just released. KT Lulster actually lost on a 1-2 best of 3 in week 1, but hey, upsets happen.
I wouldn't say upsets, but yeah, I mean, KT Lulster, their roster coming into the season wasn't amazing, but that 1-2 loss is definitely it's a little bit of a pockmark on their record for right now, especially with the subs that are coming in, already having to move around 2 players and having to get a brand new jungle sub. So that's what I'm worried about. Even ban losses are super important in best of threes like this.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate that they're going to be starting out 2 bands down, but um, you know, I think they'll be able to might be able to pull something out. If I had to predict just right now, I'd say, KT Lulster can get a win in this series.
Yeah, yeah.
2-1. It's a 2-1.
I'm not gonna write them off just yet. I'm still interested to see just how their pick ban is gonna go through. Sometimes you can win through draft. You can just AFK win through draft, and a better team mechanically should be able to beat you. But Scum Gang, they have a lot of old school players. I mean, they have Change, Apologician, Arlight, Headache, or some old school players in ODL. Definitely from last season, especially. So I'm interested to see, this new roster essentially of these players coming together and how they're going to be able to take down and get their next win.
Above and beyond who's playing, I'm really excited because of when this game is falling. I love games that enter the season every year because it's like the one window of time where the amateur leagues and the top tier pros are playing on exactly the same patch.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, yeah, of course, if it's NALCS, EULCS, LCK, they're always a couple patches behind. But now we're playing on 8.19 here today, and the world matches so far are also being played on 8.19. So there's a lot of potential bleed over there between.
Yeah, and 8.19 is going to be the world's patch, and one thing I love is already the timing for this. I mean, we have worlds going on at the same time, so just the interest in League, both competitively in the professional and amateur, is really being drummed up, as it is the second week for ODL, and a lot of other leagues are also running at the same time. Getting into this game, though, KT Lulster with an incredibly strong ball lane already. I mean, Kaisa, which we already know is a amazing late game carry, and with a Morgana for helping that early game. They're definitely looking very strong in the bot side.
Yep, I always love seeing Morgana picked with any ADC that has like long range poke skill shots, because basically it's a situation where if Morgana hits hers, then the ADC can just hit the entire combo. And with the Void Seeker in Kai'Sa's kit, that should be very, very useful. Apply that plasma, nice and easy. Get some really, really nice kill potential going earlier rather than later.
Yeah, and one thing I am going to be looking for is how Scum Gang end the early game, as Kaisa has a bit of a weak laning phase, and Scum Gang already going for some pretty strong picks of their own. The Jarvan, the Camille, and the Nami being picked up. Nami, a notorious bot, incredibly good at poking, very, very aggressive in that sense. Has some good catch with the Bubble and her ultimate, but Camille and Jarvan, these are two champions that just immediately go for the backline and are looking to just blow up Neko on this Kaisa.
Absolutely. When you take Hextech Ultimatum, Jarvan Force, Cataclysm, and Nami's Bubble, there is a lot of opportunity for some massive teamfight winning combos. I will be interested to see what gets picked, what Scum Gang's going to be picking in the second round of picks in the realm of damage, because so far we're kind of all wombo and no combo.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of combo, although it is some weird synergy, as Jarvan can go in with the Cataclysm, lock them down, and then the Camille ultimate actually pushes them against the walls, and I don't know what the interaction for that is. It might bug out, as we have seen some user-generated terrain does tend to be a little bit buggy, but looking at the bans that are now left up, Scum Gang going for the Kled and Swain in the second ban phase, and the Orianna and Varus being taken away from our light in this mid lane. Super strong focus, trying to get rid of more of those poke-based ADs with the Varus being taken away, and Kled and Swain, some really good flex picks, a top laner, but the Swain can be flexed into both of these lanes. I'm interested to see just how they end up playing around this Darius that KT Lulster has picked up.
Well, so far it's a Camille into Darius, and while Camille definitely brings ability to the table with her adaptive defense passive, I would say that generally speaking, not as tanky in terms of their raw potential as a Darius can be. So I feel like this. I mean, I don't know. Camille versus Darius, I'd say probably comes down to being a skill matchup. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a skill matchup as it's going to be a lot reliant on Change's ability to usually bait out some abilities using the hook shot. As soon as you use the hook shot, you are very, very low on mobility against the Darius. Darius should be able to win the matchup overall, though, and Camille only being able to utilize the hook shot to get out of sticky situations. Maybe you have to. It's going to be based on who uses apprehend for Darius and who uses their hook shot first. So. Although Darius should be able to win a 1v1 at least early on, I'd be interested to see just what happens when their builds settle out and they end up getting some more damage or more tank stats. Just how that necessarily, what exactly tips the favor.
And of course, another layer to that that's important to look at is what does the 2v2 look like of the junglers in addition to the top laner? Because I feel like Graves, while he does have some strong gank potential, just because he has so much reach with his kit, what I feel like what you really want ideally in order to successfully gank a Camille is hard shutdown CC. And arguably Graves is kind of lacking in that.
Yeah, definitely. The only advantage we're going to see with this Graves is the ability to very quickly clear jungle and very healthily clear jungle. Also, the utilization of Dark Harvest hopefully is going to be in here because there have been a lot of champions that have come in the wake of a lot of the damage runes being taken away, and they're all switching to either Predator or Dark Harvest. So things like Graves, things like Kayn are doing very well in the meta right now. I'd be interested to see just what happens when these two junglers meet up as Jarvan. If he misses flag and drag combo, he is going to be hurting. He's going to have to be. He's going to live and die by his flash. So Graves should have a pretty easy time in this matchup. Is also a squishy target, unlike the Jarvan, who also just received buffs to his damage and his martial cadence passive. So I'm interested to see how maybe this also changes up his ability to deal damage in the jungle, and as well in these ganks in the 2v2, whether it becomes a mid lane 2v2 or a top lane 2v2, like we were saying.
Yeah, I've been really interested to see the fact that despite those recent buffs that came out for Jarvan 4, he has not been getting much love in Worlds so far. I could be incorrect, but I do not recall seeing him a single time in Worlds so far.
You would be 100% correct. No,
Which is
no Jarvan.
Which is kind of sad. There have been, I feel like there have been some of these buffs that came out in 8.19 that have been very successful in terms of getting those champions picked at Worlds. Thresh comes to example. He's getting played. He's getting plenty of attention right now, and duly so. Who knew that just making his hook a little bit cheaper and able to be used a little bit more often would completely revolutionize his.
Well, I also think we have to take a look at champions that would also take up the support role before Thresh, or typically before this meta, about a month ago, or even 2 weeks ago. We saw a lot of Tahm Kench Braum being utilized, very much the S tier supports, as they are incredibly tanky and they provide a lot of peel, as well as engage, sometimes more so for the Braum. But in the absence of Tahm Kench did get a bit, pretty big nerf to his Devour. Him leaving the spotlight in terms of supports, he's not necessarily bad or anything, but he is not as
he's a little
highly
more
sought out as he was
specialized
before.
now. He's a little more specialized
yeah.
now. Where he founder who could do everything well, now he's a little more tuned into his specific purpose, which basically is if you have an ADC that can't get them, you pick Tahm Kench.
Yeah, and that's why with Tom Kench now moving a little bit out of the spotlight, we can see some more champions that are more pick related, like the Thresh coming out. We have seen Leona also rise in presence, as Leona typically has a pretty bad time against Tom Kench, as your AD can't play forward, then immediately after that, completely nullify all kinds of advantage you have, because the Tom Kench just devours them and it's whatever. So I think not only taking off some mana off of his hook, but just the absence of other good champions or things that would necessarily counter him are the reasons why he's coming back into the meta. I'm expecting, or okay, yeah, I'm having spectating issues.
Yep, so did I. Brief technical issues, but hopefully we'll be able to get back into the game as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, definitely does feel really bad playing Thresh against a Tom Kench. I can tell you as a former Thresh main that feels really crappy. Hitting that super amazing hook, threading the needle perfectly, and just nailing the enemy ADC, only to have Tom Kench gobble that ADC up before you can even recast.
Yeah, so that's what I'm interested to see, just how maybe we see the interaction between even supports here. We actually have a level 1
Early invade, it's coming in. Already, Headache Remedy has to blow that flash just to get away. Maybe a little bit overcautious, but will guarantee no first blood yet for the side of KT Lulster.
Yeah, great job there. Having to blow the flash on someone like Misfortune Zone, who typically lacks a lot of mobility, like this Kaisa, so probably is going to have to rely on Wolfie to give him some of that movement speed from Nami's passive.
Which is a real bummer because up until level 6, Nami's peel is super conditional on you hitting your being able to hit your skill shot with that bubble, and sometimes it's easier said than done. I'd say that skill shot is one of the harder ones to time in the world of support picks.
Yeah, I mean, there's also Weaver here with the Black Shield, so not necessarily even needing to dodge a binding, but I do want to actually take a look at this mid lane. I mean, Arlight versus Hitzig on the Victor versus Syndra. Syndra should have a pretty easy advantage in the early game, but Victor, really renowned control mage, basically can do it all. Has a stun, has a knockup, has really good AoE clear, and has some good 1v1 potential with the Q. Oh! Double up passive from the Q, going straight onto the Kaisa here.
We have our first gank. Apologician coming in, flag and drag. But Hitzig will flash out and get away with his life, just barely. Already being forced back to base now, though, feels pretty bad, seeing as how he currently has 155 gold in his pocket. He is not going to be able to buy much of anything with that.
Yeah, he's going to be able to buy a control ward. Maybe stop another gank like that, but another thing to note is, does get to level 2 now here in the bot side, but Arlight's level 2, Hitzig level 1, doesn't even stay to try and soak up minion XP residuals, but he is going to be sent back, and this is going to be pretty problematic. Not having Scatter the Weak, not having any other ability other than being able to spawn some Dark Spheres is going to end up being a little bit problematic, and now there's a level advantage here for Arlight, which for Victor at least, that's what you're going to be looking for in such an aggressive matchup in mid.
Absolutely. Hitzig will definitely be struggling a little bit at wave clear until they can get back up to caught up a little bit in terms of XP and levels. And the fact that it is now no longer in vogue to take minion dematerializer on Syndra means that there's not even that. Oh, we have a Apologician coming in on a lane gank, but not able to catch up with Darius, who can just walk right out of this one. But Sasaki coming in for a counter gank possibly.
Everything's happening around the map.
And ooh, very close to being some fatal damage onto Weaver's Morgana, but Headache Remedy will bug out instead of going for the dive. Great
job there. I mean, they're already being able to Scum Gang already able to utilize.
Flashes forward and ignites, but will not get any joy. However, Weaver would be insane to stay now.
You can't flash ignite a second time, can you? That's what he's looking for.
Oh
But
my gosh.
great
All it would
job
take
from
is
Weaver.
one auto attack when you're down at 20 health left.
And great job from Weaver
Politician
not
flag
using
and
any
drag.
spells.
Sig trying to walk away, no flash, will get taken, not quite get taken down. Oh, Arlight flashes forward, comes dangerously low from a couple of tower shots getting tanked, but will manage to pick up first blood in this match.
Yeah, great job there from a Politician to just completely abuse Hitzig not having flash and also blew the heal. Both flashes down for Politician and Arlight, but getting your Victor ahead super early like this is going to do you wonders. And we see a little bit of trade in the top side, but Hitzig also missing the scatter of the week. It pretty feels bad there. You hate to see it.
I mean, I hate to admit it, but that engage was a little sloppily played by both sides. Ultimately, will go slightly in favor of a Politician and Arlight, though, because, like you said, despite the fact that they blew 2 summoner spells to get 1 and a kill, that kill happened to be first blood.
Yeah, great job there, and something to note is a Politician still has not backed. Sasaki on this Graves already has the challenging smite, so Politician going for some pretty heavy farm here. I mean, he does have the Predator, so he doesn't even have a Keystone realistically.
It's possible that this is a little bit over greedy. He's already sitting on 1,400 gold. That is well within reach of picking up the Saber, picking up boots. I feel, unless you think he wants to get, yep, there we go. He is backed now. And interesting, rather than completing the jungle item, he goes straight to Bami's Cinder instead. Ooh, we got some hard pressure coming in now on bot lane. But Neko and Weaver will both back off after putting down some hefty damage onto Wolfie X.
Yeah, despite getting the first blood here, Sasaki doing pretty well for himself. Kind of staying. He's going to go for lane gank down here, but a lot of these scuttles have been going the way of KT Lulster, so he is doing well by himself. He's only a camp ahead, but interested to see just how he's going to be able to utilize this. Both junglers are bot side now, so
both junglers and Arlight roaming down. This could be of the first major skirmish of the game. Headache remedy. Neko's pushed way too far up, gets stunned by the bubble, and taken down by a handy series of auto attacks. Sasaki. We have teleports coming in from both members of top lane, canceled by Raw Ramen. And that will end up as a 1-for-0 in favor of Scum Gang.
Neko not level 6. I think he was maybe expecting to use Killer Instinct there. Both top laners used their TP, but I don't know what happened there. I mean, Neko flashed in trying to kill Wolfie. Oh, top lane though.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it looks like a classic case of tunnel vision, where the vision was up, but you're so focused on getting in there, getting that kill, surprising your lane opponent that you don't even notice you're getting flanked. And Scum Gang will pick up the first Drake of the game. That's going to be an Ocean, which should feel really good for both of these top laners who have been engaging, kind of dancing around and all in constantly.
Yeah, especially for change, this just allows him to sit around, get some poke off, and if Darius ever decides to do some damage, he can back up, take 5-second break, get a water, I guess, come back, and he's full health. This should also be pretty good for the bot side.
Change, hook shotting in for an all-in as Arlight is coming up, having roamed up from mid lane. Hextech Ultimatum comes in down on Raw Ramen, and Arlight will chip in just enough damage to secure the kill for Change. 1-0 in the top lane. 3-0.
So close. So close. He's so close to being dead right there, but great job from Arlight. I'm loving this pressure from the Victor. He comes into mid lane, he uses his Death Ray, immediately clears the lane, and can move out. This is exactly, what pays off. It pays off to now you just have pressure all over the map. In that last bot lane dive from KT Lulster, they couldn't really do much because Arlight had already the wave hits it, could not move out of that lane. And again, Arlight, he pushes the lane. He does sacrifice it as Hitzig is able to push it back out, but does get a kill for his top laner there.
Absolutely. And it looks like Sasaki going for yet another Rift Scuttler up in the top side of the map. A couple dangerously close, but he will be able to pick it up quickly.
Yeah.
Seeing question mark pings up there on the top lane.
I don't think they know where he is.
Not aware of. Oh, Sasaki popping that smoke screen, coming in for a surprise ambush on Apologician, but Apologician will be able to flag and drag his way out of there. We have Camille
Super close there, but
jumping into that jungle, trying to follow up.
Yeah, and look at this. Now that they have mid pressure, they can go and invade. They can get some vision down, trying to make sure they can track Sasaki for the time being. I feel really bad for Hitzig. As someone who's going to be playing Syndra, you have to be able to get this advantage early on.
Yeah, because Victor is always going to roam as often as he can. And, I mean, his wave clear is just so strong that he can turn the pressure on so quickly, push right up to tower, and run straight up to another lane, get involved in a skirmish, and come back and still be able to clear before it really crashes.
Yeah, that's just the, one of the beauties of having someone like Victor. He's also a great team fight menace. The Chaos Storm not doing as much, but still that death ray is disgusting, and the space that you can create using the gravity field is going to be super important to watch. Both junglers are in top side right now, and obviously the top laners are there. Might be going for a surprise gank.
Apologician in for a lane gank. Sasaki coming in with the flank. Flag and drag straight onto Raw Ramen, who's getting chunked down very quickly. Another Hextech ultimatum comes out. Raw Ramen goes down, and Cataclysm comes out and immediately canceled. But Sasaki will still go down before Change is even below 200 health. For nothing in favor of Scum Gang.
Great job there from Change and Apologician, just showing a true display of skill, as a certain Ezreal player would say. But Sasaki being shut down now, and now, I mean, there are no camps on top side, but they are going to get a lot of turret damage here. And we also see that Hitzig is trying to roam bot side.
Got Raw Ramen teleporting into top. Change hook shotting out with a nice little BM forward. Gotta love that play.
That was
just missing
a
a master emote.
Just missing the master emote, exactly.
Apologician is still here though. He's coming back in for yet another lane gank. Just trying to dance around Raw Ramen and impede his progress. Raw Ramen already down to a quarter of his health. Apprehend will drag them even further away from where he wants them to be, which is very far away from him. And he will die a third time in this lane.
Man, that feels real bad. You TP back to the lane, you're expecting to get a kill. The jungler has already set up the tent. It's like he's going camping or something, and you get the kill again, and you just blew your flash, so you're going to be hurting for a long time. Now you're getting starved of CS, you're going to be down in experience, you're going to get a lot of turret damage done. Change is having a pretty great game, and Apologician.
We were getting taken dangerously low, having to flash away from the tidal wave, but the bullet time from Misfortune will secure the kill. She still has heal up too. Neko, killer instincting in, but it will not be enough. Clean double kill for Headache Remedy. Sasaki comes in, popping smoke screen, popping everything, and will maybe pick up the double kill in revenge. Sasaki, double kill, shutting down Headache Remedy. Getting taken dangerously low, but getting those revenge kills.
So I think the flash there was trying to reposition so that his bullets aren't being blocked by the creeps that were there. But great job. Even his teammate inting there a little bit gives him the Dark Harvest stack, so it was actually strategic dying.
Definitely. It always is.
And he ends up getting 2 kills, as well as... It's a lot of damage coming out from Raw Ramen, though. Ooh,
very clean.
But yeah, Dark Harvest being able to be abused there, and is able to get a shutdown.
Big apprehend out of turret range. Adaptive defense is coming online, and Raw Ramen still able just to chunk right through that shield. That is nuts, man. Even through the massive shield bonus that adaptive defense can give. And Hitzig popping that. Apologician, though, exactly in the right place at the right time. Oh, but having to back off because of a dark binding from Morgana. Raw Ramen getting chunked cleanly down and hookshotting right back on top of his head. Goodbye, Raw Ramen. 0-4.
I'm gonna be 100. That hook shot should not have landed, but great job. Still, Change doing amazing on this Camille, and Raw Ramen trying to push the edges. I think he could still get some damage, as we just saw. I mean, he was already 0-3, and he was still putting out a lot of damage against Change, but it is getting real rough now for that top lane. You're 0-4, you have no sums against a Camille. it is not going to get any easier.
And this will almost certainly be first tower coming down now. The outer turret at top lane for Scum Gang.
Yeah, great job.
Sasaki, meanwhile, looking maybe for a collapse or maybe just to steal blue buff.
Yeah, he's just trying to get some pressure, because he knows that a politician is probably going to be bot side. Now that has been taken, this does free up change to roam, maybe get a pick onto Hitzig, as Hitzig doesn't have flash. Hopefully they're tracking that summoner, but he is in a pretty tricky situation. This also means
Sasaki getting caught in the wrong place, the wrong time by Arlight, able though to use his quick draw to dash out of range of the gravity well, but Change is sitting there waiting right on the other side of the wall and will just tactical sweep the crap out of him.
Yeah, tactically swept out of this game, essentially. It is 10-2, we're about 4K. 4K in advantage to Scum Gang at
big tidal wave engage into bullet time for Misfortune. Will be another kill onto Weaver, but Kaisa killer instincting down Wolfie X, but it will not stop Headache Remedy from picking up yet another double kill, and this time Sasaki is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's almost a full ace. Hitzig being the only alive member. You also see Darius does die again in this top side. They're going to get this Rift Herald. That's going to be essentially a free turret going over, again, in favor of Scum Gang. They probably are just going to drop this mid, trying to get Arlight out of this lane as soon as possible. And there's a lot of things going on. Headache Remedy able to get a double kill on this bot side. A lot of gold going over to him. Wolfie X does go down, but I'd say that's a pretty worth trade as support.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I'm a support main, and I will die to get my ADC a double kill any day of the week.
Yeah, that's just gold into the pockets of someone who's definitely going to be able to carry you through these games, hopefully at least. Excuse me, that is going to be the bot side turret going down, so 2 turrets now to 0 in favor of Scum Gang. It is not looking good. 13-3 at 16 minutes. We have a kill per minute.
Oof. Change going in for yet another possible all-in. Adaptive defenses, this time absorbing almost all of the damage. Cataclysm from a Politician. Collateral damage coming out from Sasaki in exchange, but both sides will bug out for now. Raw Ramen getting caught and chunked yet again by tactical sweep after tactical sweep from Change. And he's down again!
Oh. He's dominating now, boys. It is gonna be a rough time now. It's already. I mean, you're 0-6 against 6-0 into Camille. Your turret's gone. She already has her Triforce. You're an item. She had to make that break point where she had to buy the team at just to clear the lane. But you are still building Black Cleaver, and you're gonna be suffering for a while.
Absolutely. Ooh, flag and drag into the dragon pit. Tidal Wave, just a little bit extra CC slowing down Weaver, but the Dark Binding will clutch, and a flash forward from Wolfie will not be enough yet to catch Weaver, especially if Weaver clutches this Blast Cone. Clean escape, and now Wolfie X in danger of being collapsed on, but Raw Ramen now is the one who will be collapsed on. Neko, Void Seekering, but not able to get in time to stop Raw Ramen from going down yet again.
Raw Ramen going down, utilizes his TP, so yeah, you know, not even staying top lane. This is probably going to be another turret and a dragon, which it is a Cloud Drake. Ooh, that's a pretty good chunk of damage going down onto Arlight, but that is probably another turret going down topside, exactly. And this Windrake, while it is the first one, it is still some movement speed. You know, just a little bit. That is, even little bits count, and this allows everybody on the side of Scum Gang to rotate even quicker.
Yep, and KT Lulster does not want to see that. Not when Arlight has already been so devastating with his roams up to the top and bottom lanes.
Oh, be careful mid lane. We see Change waiting, and the Rift Herald's gonna come down mid.
To Hitzig's face. Weaver having to run out into the jungle, but Nami is waiting. And Headache Remedy and Neko duel the ADCs, but Wolfie will show up with the clutch heal just in time to secure that 1v1, no longer a 1v1.
Meanwhile, also does.
Arlight took down Sasaki. And a big flash and hook shot into Hextech Ultimatum right onto Weaver, tactical sweep, but not quite enough damage. And never mind, yet another hook shot. Boom,
actually
is dark bound under tower and will be brought down by that turret aggro.
Yeah, and the Rift Herald's still alive in mid lane here. Is going to be able to get 3 charges, actually. is going to be able to get, the first 2 turrets in this mid lane.
Gonna come in and try to get it down.
Oh no.
Ooh, Raw Ramen getting
Here he
collapsed
goes.
on again. Another hookshot, another flag and dragon. He is trapped in the middle of the gravity well, and he will get brought down by that cumulative damage. Oh, Hitzig! The ultimate coming out from Victor. Hitzig having to pop heal, having to pop everything just to get away. Sasaki right in the thick of it, but all that damage will not be enough. A Politician getting brought very low. Neko Void Seekering to bring him down, but changes. That is not where you want the Camille if you are an ADC without any defenses or any peel.
Sasaki he died.
Another hook shot on the Weaver. Oh my god!
Oh Jesus. Sasaki, dude. He went to mid lane, died again. He spent possibly a minute, maybe a little bit under, just being, seeing gray screen, not being able to move Graves. 27 kills right now, 22 in favor of Scum Gang. Almost a 10k gold lead, 9k right now, but yikes, dude. It is looking so rough right now for KT Lulster. They are going to need a absolute miracle. And it's only 20 minutes.
It's okay. I'm just gonna sit there and hope that no one noticed I said this would be a 2-1.
Hey, it's the
I don't
first
know
game.
if this will be a
People
2-1.
can throw.
It's true. It's true.
People.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. This is
Raw
going
Ramen
to be
running
very painful.
Raw Ramen yet again running into completely unmapped jungle, with none of the other teams showing. I don't know if this is a winning strategy.
This is
Oh, we might get collapsed on again. Look at Wolfie, Apologician, and Headache.
Oh no.
He's going for this red buff, but Wolfie won't have it. And neither will Apologician. Flag and drag right onto red buff. Big tidal wave, and before anyone can even get there to help him.
Okay, he's just looking for the flash over the wall, but got CC chained. Really misfortunate there. No pun intended. With Headache Remedy here, but
we are seeing a little bit of salt in the alt chat coming out here.
I mean, to be fair, there are a couple of platinum players right now on Scum Gang, and this is supposed to be a gold league. Yeah, so there is a little bit of question mark pings going towards that, but then again, these are the rules, so we don't make the rules, we just commentate over them.
9-0-5 Camille split pushing at bottom, and honestly, no one from KT Lulster can even afford to go and deal with it.
Yeah. Right.
Also,
there's not a lot you can do here.
I believe Raw Ramen may be AFKing at base.
Already, he's like, yo, I'm 0 and 9. We have a lot of action going on. Ooh, Sasaki. Ooh.
My oh my. Hitzig coming out a little bit too far, an
Man.
Apologician, and Change just wrecking him. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
he gave up.
that feels bad. That feels bad.
He gave up after that, man. He just stopped moving after a while. That's this game is getting close to over.
This will almost certainly now push to the side of Scum Gang.
Yeah, great job from Scum Gang. Complete oppression and domination coming out from the side of Scum Gang over KT Lulster. You know, they didn't have they had a pretty close series in their last game, but getting a little bit greedy there, again, some kills going over, but yeah, really great job from Scum Gang here. 27-6, 16k gold lead in advantage, 0 turrets taken for KT Lulster. It is not
taken,
looking.
0 major jungle objectives dropped. Whew. That's rough.
Yeah. I'm interested to see just what happens in this next game. I mean, a lot of these players, at least from what we can see in all chat, are pretty demoralized, just from the rank disparity in general. There are a couple of silver players to be noted on KT Lulster, so yeah, great job again. Still, great job for Scum Gang. I think we're showing the wrong graphic. Yeah, because we have Canned Maple in here and Rick Kanye West on the victory screen. No matter. We all know who won. Scum Gang, Change, Apologician, Arlight, Headache, Remedy, and who I'm trying to remember their support's name actually. Wolfie X. Great job to them. Some of their flawless players, Change, not dying once, and alongside Arlight, great job from Apologician this whole game.
Absolutely. I would definitely, oh man, who do you give who's our MasterCard player of the game?
Oh, if only we had that kind of big money production. But I would say possibly a politician, getting that early gank off in the mid lane definitely set Arlight on the correct path, and those ganks top lane really kind of skewed the matchup up there.
Absolutely. Very, very clean play. You know what the interesting thing is that occurred to me while we were in the midst of having so much action going on that there was no time to bring it up? Remember how I said that, hey, they've got Camille, Jarvan 4, and Nami. Who is Scum Gang going to pick up for damage? And then they proceed to pick Misfortune and Victor.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
I mean,
Strong
yeah.
AoE ultimates on both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great job. The draft was obviously pretty strong, and as well as, you know, just their whole team fight mechanics and their rotations, their ability to rotate correctly. But I'm interested to see how the Scum Gang and KT Lulster, how they're both going to go into this next game, both mentally and how they're going to prepare for this draft.
Yeah, that was so overwhelmingly in favor of Scum Gang that I'm inclined to say that they probably don't want to change. So let's look at it from the perspective of KT Lulster. Let's say that you are head coach and shot caller for KT Lulster, and they come to you and they're like, what are we going to do? What do you tell them?
Don't take it too hard, lads. I would just be looking at it and be like, look, we're gonna get outranked in a lot of positions, so just make sure that you're playing pretty cleanly. Just make sure you're not taking a lot of risks. I think we can definitely win in the late game with our team comp. You have the Kai'Sa, you have Morgana as well, looking to make picks. So I would just say try not to take this too much in stride if you're KT Lulster.
You wouldn't take the Reapered approach then. Head coach of Cloud9, who after their very narrow win after like 50 minutes against Detonation Focus Me said, go to your hotel rooms, watch the VODs, and think about what you've done.
I don't think you have time to do that right now. We don't. I would say after the game, not necessarily trying to harp on too many. I'm pretty sure most of these players are not feeling too well after that game, so I wouldn't be too harsh on them for right now until we get back into review mode.
Absolutely. You know what? I am with you. I think that pull it out. They just need a little bit of time to stave off the mental boom.
Oh, okay. Scum Gang. Okay. There you go.
Unfortunately, wrapping it up a little bit early today, as due to
just a decision from the players and the team on KT Lulster. They are going to FF the next game, so it is going to be a 2-0 for Scum Gang. I honestly, I'm not surprised. I feel bad for these KT Lulster players. Again, they had a close series last week. Did have a lost 1-2, and this is pretty demoralizing. You kind of get stomped, and you're expecting to be playing against some pretty even competition. Unfortunate though that decided that that's something that was able to make it through. But we are going to cut it short here, guys. This is a 2-0 victory for Scum Gang after a very, very dominant win in Game 1.
Absolutely. So we're going to leave you with that. Once again, I was your play-by-play caster, Author Cook, and I was joined today by Alk Battery, colorcaster extraordinaire. Thank you, and have a good one.
Good night, everybody.